Something big is going on under the surface of the stock markets out there. You can see it going on. Bonds are continuing to hold their interest rates up and even kind of going up in some regards. That is even in spite of people talking about this Fed pivot, that they're thinking that the Federal Reserve is going to start printing money. We're going to get into all of that. But this video is brought to you by Genesis Gold Group. Do you not like your retirement funds going up and down with the stock market? Is it a crazy wild ride? And you don't like being at the mercy of these? Because more and more, it's just going down. If so, you might want to talk to Jonathan over at Genesis Gold Group. He's a friend of mine. And he will be able to give you some options about how to protect and diversify your retirement into physical gold and silver vaulted. Look for Genesis Gold Group down in the description down below and tell them that I sent you. So glad that they're supporting these videos. And, you know, if that does suit you, check them out. But what's going on with the market right now is that the consumer out there is changing their habits. How are they changing their habits? Basically, the consumer out there is starting to get scared. Now, so far, most of the consumers in the United States and Europe have just been using the charge card, right? They've been just swiping things down and going, I'll deal with it tomorrow. But people's credit are starting to run out. They're running out of credit card space. They have loans. They're worried about their jobs. That's when it really comes down to it. People are worried about whether they'll be employed next week. And even if they're employed and their wages aren't going up and the price of everything is going sky high. The price of everything is skyrocketing. People can't afford to live anymore. It said something like 70% of people would work overtime if it were offered to them in the United States in order to make ends meet, to pay off those bills. But a lot of overtime is not being offered right now. Before it was like more overtime than you can handle, right? And now it's suddenly like overtime has disappeared. Companies and corporations are tightening their belts, and now we're starting to see Americans, consumers, tightening their belts. What's that looking like? They've stopped buying real estate. By and large, you see that real estate and new home buildings have plummeted. What does that mean for real estate agents? That means they're out of job. That's what it means. And that has knock-on effects. People who build houses, they're going to lose their jobs. People that supply materials for builders, they're going to lose their jobs. This is a massive market downturn. Bankers who write mortgages are losing their jobs. We're seeing job cuts there already. As more and more people are losing their jobs, are they going to spend more money at the store or less money? They're going to spend a lot less money. They're going to spend a lot less money. And we're seeing that stores are cutting their employee counts down. We're seeing companies across the board cutting jobs. This, I don't care if you call it a recession or not. It is a downturn in the economy. And who suffers the most? The rich? Rich at the top? No, they keep buying the Twitters, okay? The people at the top, they're going to keep buying the Twitters. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. But you and I, down here, down towards the bottom, we feel the pinch. You gone to the store recently? I mean, there are products that I used to buy that I just am not buying anymore. It's just too expensive. I remember how much it used to cost. It hurts me every time I buy eggs. Still ticked at that raccoon, that trash panda that killed my chickens. And every time I go out and buy eggs, it just keeps going up. It's like what gas prices were doing earlier in the year. Just everything just keeps going up, 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 up. Is your salary going up every time that the prices at the store go up? They're not. And in fact, a lot of people are finding that suddenly they're unemployed. How are they supposed to support themselves then? food storage is not just an SHTF situation preparation. It's personal SHTF situation. I can't tell you how many people have said that they had to tap into their personal food storage, long-term food storage, because they lost a job, or they had medical bills, or they had a surgery or something like that, and they started eating through their food reserves. I mean, yeah, okay, you want to keep those for, you know, the big one that's coming, but that's why you have food reserves. Because the whole world doesn't need to fall apart. All it needs to take is your world falling apart. Hey, who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe the whole world will fall apart and your world will stay together. Is that possible? I mean, maybe you don't ever lose your job. Then you might still be in a very good shape while everyone around you, or large portions of the population, lose their jobs. And that's something that we need to be prepared for. If you lose your job and everyone else is okay, you need to be prepared. If everyone else loses their job, you'll be able to help them. You have options. Because your paper is going to become worthless, and we're seeing that with the market. The markets can't get it through its thick skull that the paper dollar is worthless. And so every time the paper dollar starts crashing, it's like, well, stocks go up. Yeah, but they're not really going up. And when every other currency in the world is doing terrible, the dollar goes up, which means stocks go down. It's just, you know, it's crazy bizarro world. It's crazy bizarro world. And we're seeing this. Big things are happening underneath the surface. It is the Americans, the ordinary Europeans, the ordinary Australians are under attack. And you're feeling the pinch. I know I am. We're feeling the pinch, and it's hurting. And we're going to change, and we're starting to change our habits. I mean, before it was like, okay, maybe I'll buy a name brand. Now it's like, I can't even imagine buying name brand food anymore. I mean, there's like only a couple things that like I just can't stand the generic. But everything else is like, I just buy straight generic. I don't know about you, but I think those name brands are just like, that's a luxury I can't afford. But we're seeing more and more people doing the same thing, and we're seeing generics starting to disappear. What happens when you go to the store and there aren't any generics? Do you just buy the more expensive kind? Is that a shortage? That's a question. That is a legitimate question. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching. If you did want to check out Genesis Gold Group, it's down in the description and in a pinned comment down there. Otherwise, I can see you over at this next video from he, or I'll see you later. Steve Poplar out.